And he taught Adam the names, all of them, then presented them before the angels, and said, "Tell me their names, if you are right." They said, "To you belongs all purity. We have not knowledge except what you have given us. Surely, you alone are the all-knowing, all-wise." He said, "O Adam, tell them the names of all these." When he told them their names, Allah said, "Did I not tell you that I know the secrets of the skies and of the earth, and that I know what you disclose and what you conceal?" And when we said to the angels, "Prostrate yourself before Adam," so they prostrated themselves all but Iblis, Satan. He refused and became one of the infidels. Al-Barakah. Allah Almighty, the Lord of the universe, created the universe and supplied all that required to furnish and decorate it, with provision of everything needed. He spread the earth as a bed, as he says in the glorious Quran. He made the earth resting place, Al-Barakah. He encamped the sky on the earth and made it a safe roof, as the glorious Quran speaks, and we have made the heaven a safe roof. Al-Anbiya, and with the ceiling, we hang the chandeliers to keep the ambience of the place illuminated. The Quran says, "Blessed is he who has placed big stars in the heaven, and has placed therein a great lamp, the sun, and a light showering moon." Al-Furqan. Then he ornamented the heaven with stars, as the following verse of the Holy Quran mentions. "Verily we have adorned the heaven with big stars for beauty, as Safat." Then he spread the earth as a wide food-serving sheet, whereon he grew a variety of corns, vegetables, fruits, foods and medicines with various tastes and flavors, sweet and sour, salty and bitter. The Quran says, "It is he who sends down water, rain, from the sky, and with it we bring forth vegetation of all kinds, and out of it we bring forth green stalks, from which we bring forth thick clustered grain, and out of the date palm and its spathe comes forth clusters of dates hanging low and near, and gardens of grapes, olives and pomegranates, each similar in kind yet different." Al-An'am. To enliven and get these edibles cropped up, he sent watering winds, as he says in the Quran, "And we send the winds fertilizing to fill heavily the clouds with water." Al-Hijr. Besides, spreading earth as bed and making it a source to food articles, he made it for you a path to walk on. And Allah has made for you the earth a wide expanse, that you may go about therein in broad roads. New creation plan of the universe. In a nutshell, Allah Almighty created the universe in the form of a marvelous building and a magnificent castle, wherein he provided with conducive environment to live, work, sleep, eat, drink and all that man needs to do. With such a unique design and special structure, the world itself proclaims that, undoubtedly, this home equipped with all necessities of life has been meant to be inhabited by a person in need. It is self-evident that home in itself is not a main objective. Rather it is built up for someone to settle down. And again it is not built for an ordinary settler, but for the one who can potentially exhaust the life resources found here in abundance, and tidy up the place, making a mark of his presence, for a home without residence is no less than a desolate place. When we observe the happenings and actions taken on purpose in the world, we conclude that the sensible and wise creatures living in the world can be categorized only into four types. 1. There are animals with hundreds of species like horse, ass, ox, goat, parrot, starling, lion, wolf, snake, scorpion, beasts and birds, etc. 2. The jinns, the creature invisible to mankind, but perceivable through the traces. On the racial ground, they are divided into clans and tribes. 3. Angels, who being heavenly and ethereal, cannot be seen, but are perceivable through traces and have nothing to do with gender and reproduction. 4. There are human beings living in every part of the globe and busy with their lives. Only these four types of creatures have been given a certain level of sensibility according to their natural frame designed by the divine will, and deserve to be worthy successors and rightful residents of this worldly abode. They enjoy rights conferred on them by the Lord of the universe. Nobody is entitled to deny them their rights. They have full freedom to manage whatsoever required in life, like food, house, clothes and other accessories essential for a smooth living. Preferences and requirements may differ as per the natural bent of the creature. If somebody anyhow tries to deny due rights of others, no doubt, he is a culprit and deserves penalty. Protection of animals' right in Islam. Islamic Sharia has well taken care of animal rights the same way as it has protected human rights. It is narrated in Ahadiths that once a camel came to Prophet Muhammad crying bitterly with tears rolling down. The camel put its head at the foot of the Prophet Muhammad and kept on crying. The Prophet called its owner and said, "The camel complains that you overload him." He replied, "O Prophet, it is right. I am sorry to commit such a bad deed. Now I repent and shall never repeat the same." Some companions of the Prophet Muhammad caught nestlings while their mothers were hovering overhead fretfully. The Prophet got them freed and said, "Why do you rob their freedom and hurt their mothers?" Prophetic tradition has forbidden urinating near a hole, because there might be living an insect or worm and you cause discomfort to it. Such guidance goes in favor of both you and insects. On your part, the avoidance of possible harm caused by the insect in response to discomfort. And on the insect's part, the avoidance of disturbance and spoiling their abode, which you have no right to do. One day Prophet Muhammad went out of Medina. He saw a deer roped to a hook in a villager's house. The deer cried as she saw the Prophet and said that the villager caught her and her fawns were wailing because of hunger and requested the Prophet to free her for a while, so that she could suckle her fawns. The Prophet said, "Will you not break the promise, will you?" The deer replied, "I swear, I shall keep my word." The deer came back as promised, and the Prophet fastened her with rope again. Later the Prophet related the story to the villager and recommended him to set the deer free. He set her free. Leaping in happiness, she joined her fawns in hills with a word of blessing for the Prophet. The story makes it abundantly clear that Prophet Muhammad has taken care of everyone's right. Considering the maternal affection of deer and the state of fawns, he untied the rope so that the deer does not get hurt as fawns die out of hunger, and fawns do not lose life. And taking the human rights into account, he roped the deer again to make it a point that humans enjoy the right to catch wild animals and domesticate or use them, and nobody can interfere with this right. If we analyze the story from another viewpoint, it teaches us to keep our promise. When an animal is asked to be true to his word, wise human being is much more expected to keep his word, and also makes clear that if truth leads to deliverance for animals, as the deer got freedom, why it should not entail salvation for human being in both the world and hereafter. Islamic jurists write, there must be grazing grounds in the countryside devoted for domesticated and working animals where they can graze freely, enjoying their right to food and freedom. Prophetic traditions tell us that it is unlawful to hurt and annoy any animal. A pious woman had been thrown into hell only because she imprisoned a cat and did not care about its food and water, which led to the cat's death. On the other hand, a prostitute had been sent into heaven only because she saved the life of a dying thirsty dog by quenching its thirst. The detail is available in the books of Ahadiths. Islamic Sharia advised not to slaughter an animal before another animal of the same kind, lest it goes wild in panic after seeing its sister species being slaughtered. Animals too have right to live in peace and freedom and have proper sustenance and shelter. We are bound to protect their rights and prohibited to do anything that infringes upon their rights. However, if there is an animal is feral and causes unrest, it may be imprisoned or killed. Behold, this treatment is no way particular with animals. If a human being poses a threat to society, he is also either sentenced or executed as per the severity of crime, so the rest may live with a sense of security. Therefore, dangerous animals like snake and scorpion are not given refuge even in haram, and we are advised to kill such animals before they bring any harm. But such treatment does not affect animal rights anyhow.